Here's a simple demonstration on how to style a document using color. I created two Notepad documents. One is called style.css, the other called test.html. This is the test.html file. That's this one right here. I just opened it up. Right now it's blank. So what I want to do is to basically copy. Let's copy and paste here. I already had some basic page done here. So here's a basic page with a doc type. So I'm starting with the doc type, starting with the opening HTML tag, and here's my head section, and I have a meta tag with a character set for UTF-8. That's the basic, every page should have type of stuff. Then we have a title of the page, and this could be any title that you have, and this is my test file. So I'm going to title it test. And then I close my head section. So there's the head element, and that's all the stuff that's pretty much standard. Now here's the body of the page. Now the body of the page, this is where everything that you have inside the body of the page is what's going to be seen in the browser. So let's just play around here. If we have two, let's do a couple of divisions, and one here. Now these are open. Oops, these are open. So we're going to close the division here and close the division here. Now there's two developments here. One here, one here. Let's add an ID to this. Let's call it equals 1. And we're going to add an ID to this one down here equals 2. So we have two divisions. Let's separate these a little bit so we can see what's going on here. Whoops. Enter. There we go. Now, so we have two divisions, two div elements. One here, one here. Inside the div element we can have some copy. So we have a paragraph tag. And here's some copy. We're going to close the paragraph tag because I'm done with that. And in this div element down here, and I'm going to close the paragraph element there. So I have copy up here and I have copy down here. There's two basic divisions with some text inside of them. Now I have one with an ID of 1, and the second division has an ID of 2. Now that doesn't do very much in terms of HTML, but now in the CSS file, and let's just open that up with Notepad. This is where we're going to link this file right here to this HTML file right here. Now, right now my CSS file is blank. What I wanted to do is I have a division here for this div element. I have an ID, so I'm going to put a £, and then the word 1, which is the selector for this style right here, and then I'm going to open it up with the curly bracket. And I'm going to close it. That's basically the declaration for the selector of 1, which is the ID for this division. Now I'm going to do a second one down here for 2. So £, 2, open curly bracket, and then close curly bracket. So these are my selectors. Right now there are no declarations in these styles. So basically we just have the selectors sitting here with no declarations for the styles. So this would just be a blank page. In fact, if we save this and open it up, this is a good test. There's the page. Okay, so we're going to kick that out of the way for a second. Put that over here. Now here's our HTML file. Here's our style tag. Now let's color these in. So let's say I wanted the background color. Notice the dash for background color, okay, and then the colon, and then I'm going to name the color. Well, you have to put the hex declaration, the hex code for the color. If we wanted the background color, let's say a gray, and I know that I'm not choosing colors here, so let's get the there's a great website here. Get the browser back up here, and I have a website here called Nutrocker, and then it's a company in UK. So basically you can choose a color and it gives you the hex code down here. So if all I can do is just copy this right here, which is pretty cool. So slide this out of the way, and instead of a bland gray, I can just paste in what I just found for this color over here. Now let's choose another color for the other division. Let's do, a blue here. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that down here, and I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Paste that in here. This would not have worked, and it would have looked very foolish. So background color, and then we have that teal color, background color, and that's kind of a bluish color. Add the semicolon. These are our styles. Let's save this file. Now this isn't going to do very much because it's not linked. So we have one file here and one file here. This file has to be linked inside of here. Now in order to do that, we're going to have to put the link tag. Let's get this out of the way here. Minimize that. We're going to have to put the link tag inside the head section of the page. And in order to do that, let's just go back over here. Meta tag right underneath meta tag. It doesn't have to be in this order. And then actually that was called style. Was it S? No S. You have to make sure that the file name is spelled right. So basically it's using the link tag, and then you have an ahref, a hyperlink, referencing equals, and then in quotes the name of the file, the CSS file. And then you have some other attributes over here. We have relation equals style sheet, type equals text / CSS. So that's the link element that we're going to have. It's a self-closing element, by the way, so you have a space and then a slash and then a bracket. That's linking to this style right here, this file right here. So we're going to save this. Now remember we had, let's see if I can call it up here, that was our test. Slide this back in here. That was our test browser. Our test file in our browser. Now I saved this. Just make sure I did. Now that the file is saved, let's refresh this browser and see what happens. There we go. There's the color for the background for those two divisions. So it's basically all I did was add inside here. I defined the background color. Now obviously these two divisions are really small, and there's just a little bit of copy here. Now notice that this copy is very hard to read. What if I wanted to change that color of the text to white? Well, I can add another declaration here called color, and then I can set the color to, there we go, white. Save this. Once I save that file, all I have to do is go back here, and all I have to do is reset that browser. Whoops, did I do that wrong? It should have worked. Let's try that again. Save. And refresh. That is odd. No, it isn't odd. Here it is. This is what I'm forgetting to do here. Put the pound sign. Now let's save it. Now notice that, there we go. Notice that originally I just had three. Just go back, step back here for a second. 1, 2, 3. If the hex code for the color is all the same numbers, all you really have to do is have 3 letters F's, because traditionally it's 6 F's. So I can just put 3, and I can do this, and it would be basically the same thing. It won't make any difference. But anyway, so that's how to change the text color, and that's how to change the background color in 2 separate divisions. Jamie, here's the validation that you get. You have 12 errors. So what I decided to do, let's just step you through what's going on here. Here's your markup. basically it has a big issue with the doc type. There's a lot of issues with the doc type itself, and let's just step through this. And actually what we can do is just create a new file. You start off with XHTML. That's supposed to be just HTML. You do have the reference in here, right? Actually, no, you don't. That's supposed to be HTML as well, because you have a transitional doc type defined, and I'm not sure where that came into play with the transitional doc type. But let's do this right here. I'm going to right-click. I'm going to say New, and I'm just going to name this Test and .html, and that way we can start fresh here. Let's just open this up with Notepad, and here it is. So we're going to keep that there. Now what I wanted to do is to first, let's start off with, I'm going to copy the beginning of a doc type in here, so that's that, and then we can start off with our head element, and inside the head element I want to copy this in there, put a meta tag which defines the character set. Then we can move on from here, and what I want to do next is to just simply copy, which you do have that in there. I just want to copy a title, and then we'll copy the rest of it. This will just speed the process along here. Copy this, and what we can do is just go through here and correct any of the others. So you have your head element right here, and that's all set. That should validate without any problem. And then we have the body of your document and a division, and this is open here, so I'm not sure which one this one is, but you have the box here, and then you have header, which are open. Then you're closing one of them, that's the header, so the box is still open. And then you have another one that's open. Then you have your main is closed. Third one that's open. Then your footer is closed, and the box closed. You still have two open divisions here. So I think these we can just delete here. That may have been the issue, because we have your box that's open and the header that's open. Closing your header, so you still have your box open. That's one. Then you open up a main, close your main, so you still have the box open. Open up the footer, close the footer, and you close the box. So yeah, so that all works out. So we can just remove, actually if we want to remove some of these spaces in here just to clean this up a little bit. And once we do that, then we have our body element complete. And then we're going to close our body element, and we're going to close the HTML, and that's just supposed to say HTML, not XHTML. So that was one of the errors there. It had a big problem with your doc type, so we fixed that. So let's just save this, and that's test HTML. And what I want to do next, I'm going to close that. I want to create another one, and I want to go to your style sheet, and I'm going to copy that. Whoops, I did a wrong thing here. We wanted a text document. Open this up, paste that, save this as, what was that supposed to be? My styles. Whoops. My style CSS. Okay. And we can close that. So now we have, get that out of the way, and that out of the way. So these are the two files that we have. Now I'm going to open up FileZilla, and I'm going to go to my own folder and data, and I'm going to create another folder call test2. Open that up and drag these two files in here. Okay, and we can close that. And I'm going to open up a browser. And on my site, it was inside the data folder, test2 folder, and it was called test.html. And that's your file that was cleaned up. I can take this, copy that, go to the validator, paste it in, let's check it, and it passed. So that was the process to clean up this. Let's just open this up. Whoops, I have both of them open up. Here we go. So after cleaning it up, it passed. So basically, all we did here was basically redo the doc type, and that's what I copied. And I'm going to attach this to the demo here too. And I changed the character set, and I got rid of the X. Got rid of the X there, and I got rid of the X down here. The rest of this is all yours, because we really didn't. Oh, and I got rid of a couple of divisions here because those were left open. So basically, that's all that needed to be done to clear it up. And it just goes to show you that, you know, taking care of a few simple things will really make a big difference when it goes to validating. So it's really not that. I don't want you to get too confused over the validator. It's a great tool, but I just want to demonstrate that there's a couple little things here that can really make a difference. I mean, 12 errors. You look at that and say, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" If you clean it up, you know, just a matter of changing a doc type and removing, you know, an X there, an X down there, and a couple of open tags, and that made the file work. So hopefully this helps.